Hi guys, my name is Emily. Welcome to another Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesdays were created by Lainey from gingerreadslainey and are currently hosted by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. Links to the Goodreads group are in the description box down below. So today is November 16th, and today I'm going to talk about some of my favorite publishing houses. So Sam's question encouraged us to look through our bookshelves and see what publishing houses show up a lot, and to see whether or not we liked the books that we bought from that publishing house. And it's interesting because I do seem to like a lot of the books from the same publishing houses, so I'm going to share 5 with you today. A lot of the children's books that I like seem to be from HarperCollins. So HarperCollins has done a lot of things on my shelves, including The Hobbit, Coraline, and Narnia. It was interesting to go through my children's lit shelf and to see the number of books HarperCollins has published that I genuinely do love. That was an interesting discovery. There's nothing super special about the HarperCollins editions. Like some of the other publishing houses I specifically buy from because of the way they format the books, which I will get to in a minute. The next publishing house that I really enjoy, I don't have a lot of, and I'm looking to buy things from this house, is the Norton versions of things, the Norton Critical Edition. So what I love about the Norton Critical Editions is the extra content. We get the text itself, we get textual commentary, we get textual notes, we get sources and content, we get information on the text in its own time, and then we get criticism, all sorts of scholarly essays on the text that you've just read. If you are in school and reading this and you're looking to write an essay, here you already have a bunch of essays. And what's great about reading a couple of really great source essays is looking at their bibliographies and see what that scholar read that informed their essay, see what you want to read, see where you want to expand your research. So I find these Norton Critical Editions are really helpful starting places, which is great. Then I went through my CanLit shelf and I discovered that a lot of my favorite pieces of CanLit are actually published by Vintage Canada. One of my all-time favorite pieces of CanLit is In the Skin of a Lion by Michael Ondaatje, and this is published by Vintage Canada. Something that I read earlier this year and loved is Swing Low a Life by Miriam Taves. Finally, my favorite read of 2016 thus far, Monkey Beach, was published by Vintage Canada. So I guess what this tells me is that if I'm looking for a guaranteed good read, I should go to Vintage Canada's catalog and see what else they've published, because I have really enjoyed the things that they have published. So that was kind of a cool discovery. The next publishing house that I really seem to have a lot of, and I actually do go for these editions if I can find them, is Harper Perennial. So it's the one with the thing that looks like, it looks like an olive to me. I have no idea what it's supposed to be. These editions always have a PS in the back. And so it's information from the author, usually little blurbs about other texts the author has written. So if you really like this, what else have they done? I love Barbara Gowdy and I've collected most of her works in these editions. I really loved For Today I'm a Boy by Kim Fu, and it is again in the Harper Perennial edition. It has some extra stuff at the back. And I also loved The World We Found by Thridi Imrigar, which again, all of the information in the back was really great. So yeah, it turns out I really love these Harper Perennial editions, and I own lots and lots of them. Finally, this is maybe cheating a little bit, but this is a recent publishing house that I have read one thing by and have since decided to support the publishing house because I like what they do. Earlier this year for a book club, I read 15 Dogs by Andrea Alexis. Now this is published by Coach House Books in Toronto, and it's really fascinating if you research their company. Everything's all done in one building. Like they have an incredibly tiny staff that runs like their social media, their editing, their selection, their publicity. The books, I believe, are still printed in-house and like assembled in-house. Like it's very, very small. I recently purchased Closer, Notes from the Orgasmic Frontier of Female Sexuality by Sarah Barmack because I was just sort of scrolling through their catalog and this caught my eye. Those are the 5 publishing companies that I either have just sort of accumulated lots by them, or have actively sought out editions by them. So give your shelves a scan and let me know in the comments down below what is the one publishing house that you seem to own a ridiculous amount of. Are you surprised by that? I was a little bit surprised by the things that I owned a lot of. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!